The cunning warrior attacks neither body nor mind.
Tell me how!
The heart, Osborn. First, we attack his heart.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst things that the Green Goblin has done.
Because you never know when some lunatic will come along with a sadistic choice.
For this list, we're looking at the darkest and most horrible things that any version of the green-themed villain has gotten away with. Of course, if you're not caught up on all the Green Goblin's activities, consider this your spoiler alert. What do you think of these horrible acts? Are there any we missed? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Framing Spider-Man for taking a life.
In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
Why try to capture Spider-Man yourself when you could get others to do it for you? During the Identity Crisis story arc, the web slinger gets framed by Osborn for the death of Joey Z. But the villain doesn't just stop there. Osborn also greases the wheels for his capture by enacting a propaganda campaign against him with the Daily Bugle, and puts a $5 million bounty on his head. Throughout these setups, Spider-Man has to evade the likes of the Punisher, Overdrive, and Arthur Stacy. Peter has to take on several different hero monikers just to avoid capture.
What's your name, kid?
The Human Spider.
The Human Spider, that's it? That's the best you got?
While he does find a way to prove his innocence, it was a clever tactic to completely ruin Spider-Man's reputation and life.
I'm going. I'll be here when you get back. Not coming back, Chief.
Number 9. Putting Flash Thompson into a coma.
Parker must be educated.
What do I do?
Instruct him in the matters of loss and pain.
During the A Death in the Family storyline, Norman Osborn finds Peter's friend Flash coming out of an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. After a seemingly friendly chat, the villain forces the young man to get intoxicated. Green Goblin then ensures Flash is placed behind the wheel of an Osborn Industries truck. Unfortunately, the inebriated young man can't stop the vehicle from crashing into the school where Peter now teaches. The resulting incident puts Flash in a coma. Watching Goblin torment and injure the young man just to get back at Peter proved how vicious this villain could get.
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen. I offered you friendship, and you spat in my face.
Number 8. Turning Carly Cooper into a monster. Carly Cooper didn't have a particularly blessed life. Thinking her father was dead before learning he faked his death while working with Mysterio was just one of her life's tragedies. Carly's life really started looking up when she met Peter and helped the hero out after learning he was Spider-Man. But the Green Goblin came along and messed everything up.
Can Spider-Man come out to play? Where is she?
In an attempt to learn who was under Spider-Man's mask, he tormented her and injected her with the Goblin formula. Carly was turned into a monster that had to go through a painful process to become her normal self again. The experience was so harrowing that she had to get distance from Peter for a while in order to recover.
All I wanted was to tell her how much I loved her. I can't.
Number 7. Slaying Ben Reilly. After Peter met a man who looked identical to him, the webhead started questioning if he was a clone or not.
Discovered that, according to our genetic structures, it might be Peter who was the clone, not me. That news pushed Peter Parker over the edge. Now he hated me with a passion.
And for a time, it looked like the hero we followed for years was actually a copy of someone else. But it was eventually revealed that Ben Reilly was definitely a Peter Parker clone the whole time.
Well, he cloned Spider-Man. To make matters worse, the clone escaped. I thought I was that clone.
Upon learning the truth, the two heroic men realized that the entire clone saga was orchestrated by Green Goblin. In a horrifying instant, the villain impales Ben with his glider. After spending years being emotionally manipulated by a villain, the Spider-Man clone sadly disintegrates into nothing. Sorry. Number 6. Making Peter believe his parents came back to life.
Mary, we've been through this. Our life as we know it is over. We're going to spend every day from now on looking over our shoulders, never feeling safe. We can't do that to him.
Peter always loved his Aunt May and Uncle Ben for raising him, but fans still questioned why his parents hadn't been there for him. After everyone assumed that Richard and Mary Parker passed away in a bad plane crash, Peter had a shocking parental encounter. In The Amazing Spider-Man number 366.
I am your father, Peter. I want you just to listen to me.
My father is dead.
Peter, listen to me.
He's dead! Who are you?
I had to disappear, and I'm sorry.
His recently returned parents claimed they were stuck in various prisons for years. But the truth was far more sinister. It turns out that they were both robots known as life model decoys created by the dastardly Chameleon. And the main reason the villain did this was because, you guessed it, the Green Goblin told him to. Messing with Peter's family life is a seriously low blow, Gobby.
Harry, what did you do?
What you made me do. You were my friend, and you betrayed me!
Number 5. Tormenting Spider-Man.
You're an amazing creature, Spider-Man. You and I are not so different.
I'm not like you.
Green Goblin has spent a ton of time trying to torment Spider-Man, slay the web-slinger, or try to make the hero embrace the dark side. The villain fully commits to making Peter evil in the Revenge of the Green Goblin arc. Goblin attempted to turn the hero through a combination of tremendous psychological and physical suffering.
I could squash you like a bug right now, but I'm offering you a choice. Join me. Imagine what we could accomplish together.
The villain messes with Peter's mind so much that the webhead nearly loses his grip on sanity. Eventually, Goblin imprisons Peter for a while and leaves the hero barely clinging to life. The webhead almost gives up before thankfully managing to escape. While Osborn might have failed, he takes solace in the fact that he almost fully broke the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
What about my generous proposal? Are you in or are you out?
It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind.
Wrong answer!
Number 4. Faking Aunt May's death.
Deliver us! Finish it! Finish it!
Evil! Since losing a loved one is a dreadful event for anyone to go through, Norman Osborn naturally thought it would be a great way to hurt Peter. After spending some time in a coma, Aunt May woke up, only to die a short while later.
Aunt May, is she gonna be okay? What happened?
Yeah, she's gonna be okay.
What happened?
Look, you're gonna have to leave right now.
Those eyes, those horrible yellow eyes.
Watching May tell Peter how proud she is of him with her final breath was incredibly emotional. So imagine Peter's surprise when Osborn reveals that she's actually alive. It turns out that the woman who died was a paid actress. When Spider-Man goes to rescue May, it's revealed that the villain also put a bomb inside of her. We think it wasn't a coincidence that Peter retired his hero identity for a while after this harrowing ant incident.
I'm just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man. No more. No more.
Number 3. Kidnapping May Parker.
Let die the woman you love? Or suffer the little children?
The sinister Goblin really won't pass up any opportunity to inflict pain and anguish on Peter Parker. When Mary Jane gave birth to her and Peter's daughter May, it seemed like the child might not have made it. Unbeknownst to the new parents, this was part of a scheme where a nurse carried the baby away and delivered it to Norman Osborn. The most terrifying part of this story is that the final fate of Peter and MJ's daughter has remained unknown for years. As of January 2022, we still don't know what twisted plan Green Goblin had in store for May Parker. We just know for certain it's one of his most despicable acts.
The Goblin killed. I had nothing to do with it. Don't let him take me again. I beg you. Protect me.
You tried to kill Aunt May. You tried to kill Mary Jane.
Number 2. Gwen Stacy's demise.
You don't give people hope. You take it away.
No, Harry.
I'm gonna take away yours.
No, run! Harry!
The death of Gwen Stacy is perhaps one of the most well-known tragedies in Spider-Man's history. During a clash with the Green Goblin, the villain throws her from a great height. Although Spider-Man attempts to catch her with his webbing before she hits the ground, something goes wrong during the rescue. Peter realizes too late that Gwen is already gone.
Stay with me, stay with me. Stay with me, stay with me. You stay with me.
Spider-Man is instantly full of guilt and regret that his actions may have directly led to the loss of his love. But at the end of the day, it is undeniable that Gwen wouldn't have been lifeless in Peter's arms if Green Goblin weren't such a terrible person.
Now that Spider-Man's gone, this city will never be the same.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Lying about Gwen Stacy's kids.
But there will be dark days ahead of us too. There will be days where you feel all alone.
After Gwen Stacy's untimely demise, Peter meets up with twins who claim to be her children. They initially believe the hero is their dad, before it appears that Norman Osborn is their true father. Peter is then forced to deal with confused twins, the realization that his lost love may have been with his worst enemy, and that people like MJ kept this all a secret. But it turns out that all this anguish was basically for nothing. Years after the twins arrive, it's revealed that Harry Osborn used clones and a few evil allies to set this all up.
What did you do to her? I did what you failed to do. I was there for her.
The amount of pain and strife this deception caused Peter and numerous grossed out fans is immeasurable. Green Goblin is truly a legendarily awful villain.
You know what you must do. Make him suffer. Make him wish he were dead. First, we attack his heart!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.